I'd say many, perhaps most of the prediction market applications that you see out there right now, and there's been a lot of great work done. Really looking forward to this space. It's growing rapidly, and we're seeing a lot of wonderful things happen. But I'd say by and large, a lot of these things can be summed up as betting exchanges, and there's not a thing wrong with that. I mean, that's one way to characterize a prediction market, but that really shortchanges the value of a prediction market when you just have it as a betting exchange versus accounting for the cost and value of information. The value here is having a question that you really want answered and you're willing to pay for that and offer incentives for people to come tell you. And yes, there is speculation where people who know or think that they know will trade an asset back and forth until you have a consensus estimate on that answer. But if there's anything that I would encourage people, maybe caution people to do, it would be to really drill into the information value of the prediction markets versus just, providing a platform for people to trade these assets back and forth.
So the information is so valuable, but I wonder on the regulation front, is that something we can solve, or are we always going to be up against regulatory scrutiny?
Well, that's a good question, and I'm not a lawyer. I have kind of a layperson's perspective on this, but I have watched the space for quite a while, and I'm familiar with some efforts seeking regulation or different approaches to bring different market centers to fruition. And I'm optimistic. I think that given the speed that crypto is moving, particularly DeFi, I think that it's just inevitable that these systems are coming. And I think many people, myself included, would consider that the U.S. is, fairly slow relative to some other jurisdictions around the world. So, it's going to be a matter of people saying, okay, well, we'd love to be in the U.S., but for right now, and while things are ambiguous, we're going to work somewhere else and continue to lobby and speak with and encourage the U.S. government in sensible oversight. I think what they're afraid of is just people having this kind of Wild West market where they really do want to protect the participants, that they're not being taken advantage of, and that there's the right disclosures as far as the risks go. But the bar is getting lower. I think that's something that we're not able to announce right now, and we don't have a plan for when we'll announce that. But we're actively doing work in different regulatory environments, and it's just a process that takes as long as it takes. But we see some fairly efficient pass through, so we're but we do think that ultimately openness wins, and so decentralized systems will prevail.
Yeah, the mechanism that Zeitgeist will upgrade via are the prediction markets themselves, which in and of itself, that's it's a pretty decentralized kind of mechanism. Right. It's the actual market is upgrading the chain, is dictating the future of this network and this system.